Fabiano Caruana was able to take down top seed Pragg. On move 12, Pragg took 6 minutes and 46 seconds to play Queen D7. Fabi took 9 minutes and 14 seconds to play his response C4. Pragg took 10 minutes and 23 seconds to play the move Knight D4. And then Fabi it took 16 minutes and 53 seconds to play the move Knight to H4. They played two move pairs in 15, 25, 41, 42 plus minutes. Two move pairs and played the move Knight H5 instead, not to give White any opportunity to capture the knight. And if the rook drops back, let's put it on F2 where it's useful. The move D5 is not as good anymore after takes. Even if you win this pawn, White can play, C5, B5. Looks like Black should be okay, but the move Rook D7 is also apparently quite strong, as Rook C4 is now met by B5, and on takes, Rook takes B7. And this B pawn is very strong. White has this strong bishop. Rook might come down. What a crazy position. We're about to see the explosion happen on this board. They've only played 22 moves. Fabi is down to 22 minutes with Pragg at 25. It's looking more and more drawish, simpler to play.
Yes.
And I'm curious what the danger is right now. Something is going off in his mind that he hasn't, and there it is. He did not capture on D3, and I was wondering what was going on because it seemed like an automatic move, but he's playing far more aggressively, and it turns out that he may have blundered Rook F7. This last move allows Rook to F7. This is a huge potential turn of events. If Fabi spots Rook F7 and calculates that position, which he may not even been looking at Rook to C8, quite frankly. But now that the opportunity is there, Fabi could take over the game after this move.
And yeah, Rook F7.
Fabi is not one to miss a move like Rook F7, and Pragg's in deep trouble.
Opportunity like Rook F. Wow. And now the current position, Rook F7, and once again, Maurice was saying, Rook takes C4, Rook takes D7.
Yeah,
and D takes C4.
You have to, because if you play Queen E8 after Queen B3, you can't really attack anything. You have Rook takes D3, but White wins in a bunch of ways. Like Rook takes G7 is the simplest. And now that Bishop on B2 is just going to decide the game. White is a pawn up, and White is also eventually will give mate because the Bishop is completely unopposable.
Beautiful long diagonal, my goodness.
Yeah. I think he suddenly realized that he is busted. And now he's looking up to say, what did I do and how do I get out of this one? Because if he had seen Rook F7 before he played Rook C8, the move is so huge as a response that he would have had to have had a response to this. Yeah. It's too big a move. And he has no response. And he spent quite some time, went under Fabi's time. Maybe he rushed Rook C8. Maybe he started feeling the time pressure. But now he's going to really feel the time pressure with this move on the board and him having to defend a lost position. And he has taken the queen. But
deep breath and Rook C4, but the endgame is objectively lost. We are a pawn down. It's also an endgame.
But it feels like we're more than a pawn down because the double pawns, it's like White has 3 pawns and Black has a single.
Pragg's only hope now is that Fabi doesn't find all the best moves.
Well,
because he is in so much trouble in this position, and it does require. I'm going to oversell it. It does require a little bit for White to consolidate this position.
Is King G8 on the board? It is.
It is. Yeah. Fabi has 5 minutes for 5 moves.
Yeah.
Well, 6 minutes
that's
for 5
more than
moves.
enough. He's over the minute per move mark and with a crushing position. And beautifully played. Those last few moves were just like hammer blows.
Huge score.
One bad move, one bad enough move, Rook C8, cost Pragg the game in what was just looked like such a peaceful, coasting position.
There's a handshake.
We called it right. The resignation did come.
Very, very important victory for Fabi, who is now 6-0 up in the final.